Hey everybody, it's early morning here. I didn't do my Farm Friday yesterday because I forgot. Um, but I'm here this morning just to say that's my hayloft. That hay is not mine. This side of the hayloft, this is all I have left. It has been a miserable hay season. It started out really good, like May was fantastic, early June, and then it just started raining and it rained and it rained and it rained. As some of you may know, Vermont got like historic flooding, and so yeah, it's been a little bit much. Fortunately, my girls are eating grass most of the time, and they're only getting like 2 flakes each day. So they're not even going through like a half a bale a day between the two of them. But it's a little stressful for sure. I did text my hay guy last week and asked him how things were going, and he was like, "Yeah, it's non-existent." But it looks like this week we're gonna have several days in a row without rain, and hay is going to be able to be cut. And so, I mean, I saw some people cut hay like last week, and then we kept having these like pop up showers, and I was like, oh man, that sucks. But I trust my hay guy, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people shop around and to get like the lowest price, and I've never really done that. Like, I found like, I used to go with one guy all the time, and then he like I liked him, but then he started like, and I think it was partly my fault too. Like, I would tell him I needed so much, and then it turned out I didn't need that much, like once or twice, and so I think maybe he just got annoyed with me, and so he just, one year it was a really bad hay year in Massachusetts, and people from Massachusetts were coming up to Vermont to get hay, and he started selling his hay to Massachusetts people, and so he didn't have enough for me. And so I started going to this other guy whose hay was a little bit more expensive for sure. However, he has never let me down. He has always had hay for me when I wanted it. He gives me discounts for helping him stack it, because for a lot of his clients, he does the stacking. They don't help him. And so it works out, and he's always had hay for me, and I, even when I wasn't his regular customer, if I contacted him in the spring and like desperately needed hay, he would get me some. So he's been great. And even though I like don't order like a ton from him, I mean, he's got customers that order way more than I do. Um, I pay him, my checks don't bounce, and I think that horse people just have this reputation of not paying. There've been, I've had a couple of hey guys, and the other thing that I like, because there's this, there's another thing that hay farmers tend to do, which it's funny. Hay farmers and horse people, like there's a little bit of a contentious relationship going on there. But what they tend to do is they'll be baling their hay and call you the day they're baling and say, "Hey, can I bring you hay?" And it's like, well, no, you can't. I'm busy. So, and they expect you to like drop everything. And I mean, and yeah, hay is important, but also, we're I'm busy, and I can't just drop everything that I'm doing to like spend several hours haying. So, and that had like, I had a guy that was doing that because he was haying the fields next door, and that was great. It was great local hay. But he would, and it's like, it's not like they don't know when they're going to be baling the hay. They cut it and they know they're going to be baling it like 2-3 days later. So tell me when you're cutting it, when you'll be baling it, and I will make time. But don't call me as it's hitting the hay cart and say I'm bringing it over in 10 minutes. Like that just does not work. And so my current hay guy, even though he, will be bailing, he has a spot for it, and he'll be able to bring it to me when it's convenient for me or convenient for both of us, as opposed to like calling me up and saying I'm bringing you a hay cart in half an hour, because that just doesn't work. So that was another thing that like drove me nuts. But on the hay guy, like in the defense of hay guys, horse people, like I said, have a reputation of being cheap and not paying. And so I think they don't give us the, maybe respect, because a lot of horse people treat them like shit, and that's not appropriate either. So, yeah, it's this funny thing between hay people, the hay farmers and horse people. And I try to be as respectful as possible to my hay guy, because hay is what my horses eat all winter long, and I need it. So yeah, it's getting a little stressful here with only like, I mean this hay will last me through August, but it's definitely one of those things where like, because it has been such a crappy year. So anyway, yeah, hay is the worst. I hate thinking it. It's one of those things like you think about it all the time. You're constantly, thinking about like, well, how much do my horses eat? How much, how many bales do I need to get me through the winter? And then as you're going through it in the winter, you're constantly sort of calculating like how much longer is this going to last me? Am I going to need to get some in early in the spring? Will it last me through so long? Like last winter, I ended up calling him in like December because I didn't think my hay was going to last through March. And the way it is here, like if there's a lot of snow, we can't get back to the door in the loft. So I ended up calling him in December because things were frozen, but there was no snow. And I was like, this is the perfect time. I think I need a delivery. And he was great. He got it to me. And he thanked me for, not calling him in March, panicking because I didn't have any hay left. And so that's the thing that, and he was like, yeah, I definitely have customers that will wait until March and call me then and freaking out. And he thanked me for calling him in December, and asking for a load then because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not. So like, that's those things like, come on, horse people, like, don't pull that crap. Like, don't call your hay guy. Like, if you think you're not going to make it, like, get an extra delivery when you can, like, when you're not desperate. So anyway, yeah, like that's just, yeah, we have a tendency to be a little flighty. Horse people are weird. So anyway, that's, like that's hay, and the other thing about hay is you're always stacking it. The hottest time of year, it's always like 90 freaking degrees and it's 110 in the loft. Thank God I don't bale my own hay because it's miserable. I've done it once or twice and it's absolutely the worst job in the world. So, yeah, I hate hay with every fiber of my being, but also it's what my horses eat and I need to deal with it. So, yeah. And I think a lot of people out there know what I'm talking about. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this really long video about hay. And it's early in the morning. I woke up literally about 15-20 minutes ago, so that's why my brain's not working quite right. I hope you enjoyed this video, 10-minute video about hay, and you hit the like button, share it, subscribe, and I will see you all next week with all new videos. Bye.